We will and perish till all the guns of the foe are still. Get ready! Airborne from skies of blue. Get in the door. We're coming. Make the jumps and take your bows today. Let's go put on your boots. Your jumping boots, your parachute. Your parachute, get all those gliders.
And today on Have a Knife Day, we're going to be talking about a new knife from KA-BAR. KA-BAR, its legend forged upon the battlefields of World War II and still carried by service members around the world to this day. So what's in the box? Well, it's not your grandpa's KA-BAR, it's the new KA-BAR Slabby. Let's take a look. This is not your grandpa's KA-BAR. Gone is the leather sheath, Rancho de Mexico, and we have a modern solution. Now, what I would like to ask them is, why no mounting solution? No tech lock, no belt loop. They just give you this. Now, this goes for a little over $245 on the KA-BAR site, and I got mine on Knife Center, not sponsored by Knife Center, for $171.95, and this is what you get. Okay. So what you're going to see is a button here and a thumb ramp. You push up on the thumb ramp while the button is pushed and it does not come out. Push here and it comes out. So here is the Slabby. So to help you have a better appreciation of the similarities to some of the other knives they have, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite knives, and that would be the dog's head. There it is right there. The good old faithful hound himself with eye patch and cross bones. We're going to notice the hilt, the classic leather stack handle, and you can see the rat tail tang peeking through here. Notice how much smaller it is. Now we're going to take a look at the crossguard on this one. It is quite beefy in its job to keep your fingers from running up on that edge. It does a good job. So let's go ahead and take a look at the KA-BAR Slabby. The specifications are thus: blade thickness is 0.1875 inches. The handle material is glass-filled nylon. Rockwell hardness 56 to 58. The tang stamp is KA-BAR, Olean, New York. Blade length 6.86 inches. This has a 20-degree angle on the edge. Knife manufactured in the good old United States of America. It's a clip point weighing in at 1.1 pounds. Blade steel 1095 Chrovam, which is the same as the dog's head and the other classic KA-BARs. Blade width is 1.375 inches. The overall length is 12.11 inches. Sheath manufactured in the United States and designed in the United States. So just in case somebody wants to know, because people will ask, does it really weigh that much? Excuse me. Okay, we're going to go over here and weigh it. This is actually 1 pound, 1.9 ounces. And we'll take it out. And it's 14.1 ounces without sheath. Now, Mr. Rexu, how much did dog head weigh? Good thing you asked. 11.1. So it's a little bit lighter. Needless to say, the tapered tang with the leather stack does make it a lighter knife. Okay. And since I am not a particular fan of the smooth slabs, what did I do? Well, I purchased these. Now, when I got them, they were a little gray looking from the manufacturing process. Took them into the old kitchen, wiped them down with some good old soap and water, and they turned this color. I decided to go for black since it is the theme. And I got these from Carroll's Custom Knife Scales. And currently they are going for $55. Now, what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to ask you to stick with me, I am going to be putting these onto this. Now, here's the thing. I've done this once, okay? You're going to have to get something, well, first of all, you're going to need to get some Allens. So I have an Allen and another Allen, the two Allens. And what you're going to be doing is putting it on here and then over here. And you're going to be loosening them up. Now, these are not male and female. So inside of here is a tube. And I'll pull this out, see about showing you. And it's also important to point out that this is the long screw. And what you're going to see is a metal tube, which goes through here. And it's also important to point out that for this application, this tube is captured. It will not come through as I do my own stunts. It does not come through, so it's going to stay in the handle. Now I'm going to pull this apart because I don't want to see I don't want you to see me get cut, at least not without a paywall, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. And by the lack of band-aids and the fact that I still have all my fingers, I successfully took the slabs off. And it is not easy to do, so please be very careful. Now I left one slab on so you can see what it actually looks like on the inside. Okay, go back over here and then back over there. Now I'm going to tap out the other side. And this is what you end up with. So here, just in case anybody wants to know, could you put like a fishing hook in there or something? Sure, why not? Because there are knives that you can do that. So if anybody asks, there you go. So what do we have? We have the short screws. We have the long screws. And we have the threaded tubes. Okay. Now, switching over from the slabs to this. All right. The thing to remember is the long screws go into the thicker side and the short screws go into the smaller side, the tapered side. And that's what it looks like there. And what you're going to notice is that the holes are bigger than the ones here. So what does that translate to? Go ahead and put your screw into the tube, push it through, and you're going to have to hold on to it or that will just come right out. Okay. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put in the other one. I'm going to take that, put it into here. Remembering to use the long one because I learned that the hard way. And we're going to screw in one side a little bit. Come over to the other side. Grab another Allen. And just in case anybody says that their kid can do this faster, well then good for your freaking kid. People seem to forget themselves sometimes on the channel and just want to make snarky comments. So there's your snarky in return. The really funny thing is one of your pastimes in the military is insulting your brother to the left and right hand side of you. It does pass the time. And when I'm not here, I actually spend quite a bit of time hanging out with my fellow veterans at the various organizations, the American Legion or the VFW, And the banter is pretty fun and pretty spicy. Military grade insults do fly across the room with reckless abandon. And there you go. A very nice fit. And I tell you what, the texture on this and the shape is way better than this. Carroll's did a great job. So, how much lighter does this weigh? That is a good question. $14.1. So there you go. Just in case anybody wanted to know. So here we have, in my opinion, the upgraded scales for the Slabby. This is what it should have had in the first place. But what a great opportunity for the aftermarket to come in and make some money for themselves in their business. So the next thing is this. Good looking, no way to mount it. What do you do? Several years ago, I had this made, and it is a belt loop mounting solution that I've used several times on various projects, and it's going to come in handy for this. Since I do own a goodly amount of knives, I have several different ways to mount knives, from tech locks to something like this, or my good friend Micah over at Black Bear Custom Kydex. This is a leather-clad Kydex sheath for the dog's head. And this thing is magnificent with great retention, etc., etc. There are videos already out of that. So what you're going to see is that I have some hardware. These are Chicago screws, and I have some rubber spacers. Go ahead and pop these off right quick. Excuse me. I don't know about the weather where you are, but the temperature variance lately has been quite a bit. So I don't know if I need to wear a sweater or not. Let's see. Let me do something here real quick. There we go. Okay, now the reason why I have these thicker rubber O-rings on here is to get it to fit on this. I had to get it to stand away from that. And I do wear my knives on the right-hand side. And we're going to go ahead and drop in a screw. How exciting. So while I do this, I do ask you to remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We are a growing channel, and I appreciate the fact that you're spending some time here with me today as we figure this out. Yes, I did say finger. Anybody can say figure. I figure why be normal? All right. Get that nice and screwed in. Nice and tight. So there you go. So I have my mounting solution. There you go. How's that look? Not bad. A little bit tighter would be better. I still have some room, don't I? Not really. But this is one solution for this knife. And there you go. The KA-BAR Slabby with an aftermarket set of slabs on it and an aftermarket mounting solution. Might flip this around, play around with it a little bit more because I do want to carry this. So this goes out to all knife makers. And I say this with all the love because I really do enjoy buying your stuff. Please include a mounting solution. You know, we work hard for our money, and it only seems fit that you would make it so that when we purchase one of your fine blades, that we can make it so that we can just pull out of the box, stick it on our hip, and go about our business. All right. Well, there you go, the new KA-BAR Slabby, upgraded. Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on buying a knife and it not having a mounting solution? What do you think about customizing it with that? I like to customize my knives, don't get me wrong. I've done it plenty of times. But also at the same point I want to make is, going forward, I really am not going to buy knives that don't have a way to mount it. So there you go. But I like this knife. It's very, very nice. Now, how much does it weigh the way it is right now? This is 1 pound, 4.3 ounces. So there you go. Now, there are other channels out there that have torture tested the original KA-BAR knives with their taper tang or rat tail, or however you want to call it. And I do feel that the Slabby will be an improvement upon the, this is just more structurally sound. So if you really feel the burning need to, I don't know, hammer through a nail or through a brick or baton this through, you know, petrified wood, whatever, there are people who out there who do that, and that's not me. Right tool for the job. I suppose I could use this to go over and do camp chores and stuff like that. Sure. But that's why I usually carry a machete or a axe or hatchet. So there you go. Well, thank you so much for spending so much time here with me today. A little bit longer video. I greatly appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a nice day.
Fight, we will, and parachute all the guns of the forest. Get ready, airborne from skies of blue. Heading the door, we're coming. Make the jumps and take your bows today. Let's go, put on your boots, your jumping boots, your parachute, get all those gliders ready to attack today. Go, go.